Hello, my spiritual beings. Julia Hartstein here again. I wanted to touch upon my blessings jar, and it is now January 10th today as I'm making this video. We're 10 days into the new year, and it already feels like we're at the end of January. And being a spiritual person, even having somewhat awareness of that, a little bit of astrology, this is a very good time to start this now specifically. Excuse me. And it's a great thing to do. I posted this on TikTok and Instagram because I tend to post memes, the blessing jar. It's a great way to practice gratitude, right? Because we're so concerned about all the horrible things that happen to us all the time, right? We don't realize how blessed we are. And I always thought I was a grateful person until I started this practice, and I was like, wow, I was really ungrateful. And it's not that I meant to be, right? I'm a really good person. It's just the practice, and you'll understand when you start doing it. Blessings jar. In midst of doing this, I did this when I started taking care of my mother, only child, father crossed over, mother has dementia, took on her debt, which was over $330,000, working 1 or 2 days a week, Pilates wise, so I could take care of her and start my business so I would have something moving forward. Just to give you a little bit of background. And so I started this jar because I wanted to be more grateful. I wanted to be more aware. I wanted more blessings to come in, and this is a great way to bring them in. And so I got this at the 99-cent store. I dressed it up. There are coins in here that I picked up walking around, right? Because if I'm, New York, there's always coins, when you're walking around. People drop change all the time. I put cotton balls with essential oils on here so it smells nice. I want to put in glitter in here at some point if you can see, and sticky notes, right? You can get that in the 99-cent store. This eventually built up. I didn't have all of this at first. It was really, I think, just the stickers and the sticky notes. 99-cent store. Jar, sticky notes, good to go, because that's really all you need. And you don't even have to go buy one. Maybe there's something at home you can use and dress up. So in practice of doing this, I also got my mother into this as well, because I'd sit it right in front of her so she could see, because I was also trying to unlearn things that she did. Again, my mother, a really good person, and had a lot to work on. Anyway, blessings jar, back to the blessings jar. So what you want to do, and I would start doing this, so teaching Pilates, I would have clients sometimes come in and they bring a Starbucks for me, right? Because I drank green tea matcha with coconut milk, and they knew it, and they're like, hey, I was thinking of you today. I was like, thank you so much. And I write it in my jar, like, that was so nice. Or one of the things I remember doing, because again, I'm into essential oils. One of the times I was on the way home from the studio back to my mother, exhausted. The idea of even driving back there was overwhelming. And I just stopped at a garden center. And there was a woman there watering the lavender, because I was thinking about possibly getting a lavender plant. And she was complaining about her boss. I'm like, and we were talking about the lavender. I'm like, oh yeah, I use essential oils. She was like, oh, so do I. I'm like, oh really? I have some. Would you like to put some on? And she just friggin' opened up her shirt and was like, yes, oil me. And I was like, like, it was just, because, when you talk about things like that, some people, you think, oh, they don't want to hear it. More people are open to hearing, feeling, seeing any of this stuff. They like when other people do it because they feel the same way, and they feel crazy for not saying it out loud, where I'm just like, whatever at this point. So that was one of the memories I had put in there at one time. And so I've done this blessings jar. I did it 3 years in a row in the midst of taking care of my mother. My mother even put some in. I have some wonderful photos as a reminder saying that, thank you for Julia. She is my joy. Because I was putting stuff in there and she was all upset about something. As of course, she was used to doing. That's how she lived. That was something that she needed to work on and understand to make that different. And I was complaining. I was putting something in there, even though we were in the midst of something hard. I was trying to write something good. I'm like, Ma, you should put something in the blessing jar. You never put anything in there. Meanwhile, when we opened it up New Year's Eve, she had like 5 of them in there, and I was like, oh my God. So I took pictures of them, and every year I did it, I wound up having more blessings, because I counted them. I think the first year I had 61, which I thought was amazing that I put 61 in there. And out of, 365 days a year, I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot. For me, I was like, wow, I did better than I thought. And then every year I had so much more. I think the second year I went into the 200s, and the third year I think I had one every day almost. So it's just a great teaching tool and a way to change everything in your life, right? It's not about manifesting, which to me, manifesting is just creating, right? It doesn't have to be this evil, horrible manifesting and like it's not that. It's just about seeing things differently and changing how you perceive it, right? I was being more grateful, more blessings came in, right? I was thankful for something, more and more and more and more came in. So it's a wonderful little practice. I highly suggest it, particularly if things feel hard and you're just feeling depressed and kind of bitter about things. It's a great practice. I highly suggest it, and let me know if you've ever done one and what your experiences were. I would love to hear from you. Many blessings.